Want to get out of here?
Charlene and Josh, two teenagers in love.
Well, they were a cute couple. I liked Charlene.
Shh, babe, you don't want to wake her up.
They were good with each other, nice.
But not in sync.
Give me a damn minute.
They both knew how to push each other's buttons.
Eventually, their fights turned physical.
And years of love laced with secrets and lies.
He couldn't tame her, so to speak.
I don't know what he loved more, going to jail or her.
Make for a tinderbox about to explode.
Just all came crashing down.
It could be anyone. They haven't caught the person. Or maybe they can come after one of us.
Love may be blind and marriage bliss, but divorce is murder. Upstate New York is beautiful, but for teenagers, it can be quiet, too quiet. So, when 18-year-old Josh Niles meets 16-year-old Charlene Albert, he's ready for anything.
Hey,
Hey,
we meet again. Lucky.
not that lucky. We just met inside.
Josh met Charlene from a mutual friend that they had together.
You like?
Charlene was very pretty. Charlene was very outgoing. At the time, they both liked going out to like clubs, bars, so they had that in common.
Also lucky because there's not much to do in there. Want to get out of here? You find something better to do?
Sure.
The young couple is soon inseparable.
He would make her dinners, he would take her out to dinner, he would buy her outfits to go to dinner with. He did a lot for her.
He wasn't the gushy type person. He would do things to show you he cared. He didn't always come right out and say it.
And when Charlene's home life hits the rocks, Josh is determined to save her.
Hey. Hey, you okay?
I don't think I can stay in that house anymore.
Her and her mom are hit and miss. Sometimes they love each other, other times they couldn't stand each other.
Maybe you don't have to. Come stay with me at my parents' house.
And that's what she did.
Hey, it's really nice. Your mom's letting me move in.
Well, I shouldn't have much of a choice.
Hey, please be careful.
What the hell's in here? It's really heavy.
My shoes.
How many pairs of shoes you got, woman?
Not nearly enough. Hey, Barb.
Well, I wasn't real thrilled with it because they were young. I thought they should live apart. But Josh always got his way.
Josh works at a local restaurant.
He was a go-getter, so, he was always making money and doing things.
Hey.
Hey. I wish you could come home right now.
Yeah, but if I did, you wouldn't be wearing those shoes.
Charlene liked to shop, and Josh liked to make Charlene happy, so he would make sure she had what she wanted.
Well, but the only bling I want is on my hand. On my feet.
All right, this is, it's not the place for that conversation. Again.
It's never the right time, Josh.
Charlene was very adamant on getting married.
He thought it was just paper. It didn't mean much. If you wanted to be with someone, you could do it without a marriage certificate.
You can't just keep jerking me around forever.
I'm not jerking you around, Char. But this constant nagging sure as hell doesn't make me want to put a ring on it.
Grow up, Josh!
But after less than a year together, Charlene gets the commitment she wants when the teenagers have a baby girl.
Such a beautiful baby. Yeah, you're so
beautiful.
He loved her. She was his world.
Shh, babe, you don't want to wake her up.
Josh was the above and beyond dad.
Is it wrong if I do? I just want to look into her big, beautiful eyes.
The young family soon moves out of his parents' place and into their own. But all is far from perfect.
I asked you to get milk and diapers last night, Josh.
Okay, just give me a minute, all right?
He wasn't a morning person. And she liked to just start with him about anything.
I gave you a minute, Josh. How about doing it now?
Give me a damn minute.
I need your help, Josh.
So working a double shift to make money for this family isn't help?
That doesn't mean you can stay out all night and do nothing when you get home.
What the hell are you doing?
Getting food for our daughter, since nobody else around here is gonna do it.
They both would put their hands on each other. You know, it was that kind of stuff. A lot of yelling and screaming.
Screw you, Charlene.
Go to hell, Josh!
There were several calls to the sheriff's office and to 911. Some of the complaints were by Charlene that Josh was physically abusive to her, and we had complaints from Josh that Charlene was physically abusive to him.
But Charlene isn't the one who winds up in jail.
When Josh would be arrested, most of the time it would be a couple nights, maybe a week or two, but it was never long periods of time.
Hey. I'm sorry, Char.
Yeah, you better be.
I don't want to go there again, okay?
Well, I know how you can make it up to me.
Josh and Charlene could not part for the life of them.
I never could figure out why he kept going back.
Josh would go back to Charlene. I think he thought he loved her. I don't know why he thought he loved her. I don't know if what he loved more, going to jail or her.
Psychotherapist Stacy Kaiser and forensic psychologist Brian Russell think the teenaged couple are simply not ready for the challenges ahead.
Josh and Charlene are basically teenagers, just older teenagers. And what we know about teenagers developmentally is they tend to be impulsive. They don't tend to have advanced communication skills or thinking skills. And so I think that's part of what we're seeing here with Josh and Charlene. They love each other, and yet their conflict is intense.
Josh and Charlene are in the midst of a very dangerous, very vicious cycle in which their conflict resolution style seems to be physical altercations. And we know that those can escalate when there are kids around. They can spill over onto the kids, if not physically, then psychologically. And yet neither one, Charlene nor Josh, has really shown the kind of maturity, the kind of realization of the danger that they're in and that they're putting children in, that really gives me confidence that they're gonna be the rare exception that would be able to do that work successfully.
Despite the fights, within 2 years, Josh and Charlene have another child.
I am just like, Josh, another baby? Are you sure? But yeah, he was ecstatic to have another kid with her.
But something has changed.
Charlene is very different this time around with Bartley. She kind of ignores him.
I fed you and changed you. There is no reason to be crying.
Doesn't pay him much mind, doesn't hug him, kiss him, leaves him in a crib most of the time to scream and cry.
And it's not just the baby who's being ignored.
Charlene starts going out more. It's just getting worse and worse. And she's partying. At this point, Josh is like, you know what? She's gone all the time.
How, Charlene?
It sends Josh right to the edge,
He confronts Charlene with his suspicions.
and there will be no turning back.
He said enough's enough.
Even though young parents Josh Niles and Charlene Albert spend most of their time fighting with each other, their frequent breakups never last. But less than 5 years in, Josh can't shake the ugly thought that Charlene is cheating on him.
How late were you out last night?
Not late.
I changed your baby. It was like 3-something. Bed was empty.
I don't know, Josh. Must have been right after that. I lost track of time.
Probably because you were already in bed. Just not ours.
You feel like a big man now, Josh, huh?
Charlene, come on. Charlene, come on, let me in. Charlene, come on, let me in.
Screw you, Josh!
911, what's your emergency?
Hello, hi. My partner just hit me, and he threw his phone at me.
I didn't throw my phone at you, I just threw it.
Can you please come quick? I cannot believe you did that with the kids in the next room.
Come on, let me in, Charlene.
Yes,
The cops got called, he got brought in front of the judge, and the judge said, no more. You gotta do some time. If you're gonna keep getting called, can't just keep letting you out.
He spent 6 months in jail. And that was the end for Josh. He said enough's enough.
With the relationship finally over, Charlene moves on and out of state.
Charlene moved to Texas. Her mother moved there. So I think she wanted to be closer to her mother.
Bye.
Their financial situation with their custody was Josh wasn't going to pay any child support. He just had to agree that she could move to Texas. And he got his visitation.
This custody arrangement works for a time.
Be good for Mom, okay? Actually, can I talk to your mom?
What?
I thought we had a deal. I got them for summers on holidays, and you got to move to Texas. What's up with this stupid letter?
I changed my mind.
Are you kidding me? You can't do this.
When she got down to Texas, it wasn't quite longer, she took him to court for child support, and he had to pay it.
I'm not gonna let you do this to me, okay?
The financial strain, it was difficult for him. But it was his kids, and he was going to work extra and harder to make sure it got paid. He knows that if it doesn't get paid, he's not gonna hear the end of her.
Charlene quickly makes a new life for herself and her kids in Texas and makes a new beau, Jace.
Jace made very good money, and he treated my niece and nephew with respect.
He did seem like a really good guy.
Jace and Charlene decided to get married, which was quite nice. Thinking, yay, Charlene's married, she'll leave Josh alone completely. Just let him have his visitations, and that'll be that.
Back in New York, Josh finds new love too.
Have I told you how lucky I am?
Not today, but yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that.
I'm just thankful you're nothing like Charlene.
Hey, you promised me you wouldn't talk about your ex.
Amber knew how to handle Josh and just didn't irritate him, didn't nag him, didn't push the issue, let it go. Something Charlene could not do.
Let's just focus on us and the baby and the house.
It seemed more of like a fairly quick thing, really. They got together and, you know, their relationship built, and then they ended up pregnant with my nephew.
They were having a good life. They bought their house.
Actually, I want to focus on something else. Something important. Amber Washburn, will you marry me?
Yes. Dear.
I think Josh changed his mind with getting married because he finally knew what love was.
Ready?
But down in Texas, the news strikes a nerve.
Charlene would be on social media always discrediting my brother, saying he's a horrible father, he's an abuser, just would get into a Charlene mood and start trash talking Josh. I think she was jealous of Josh.
Charlene has a history of posting things on social media about everyone.
The opposite of love is actually indifference. And what we're seeing here in the relationship with Charlene and Josh is that Charlene is filled with hatred. And that tells me she is still connected to him in some way. And so she still wants to hurt him. And that's what she's doing by trashing him on social media, by continuing to fight with him. It's almost like her way of continuing to still get a Josh fix and have some kind of connection to him.
And so you have to ask yourself, why? Why is she doing that? She's married herself, so why would him getting married be bothersome to her? And I think it harkens probably all the way back to the fact that at the beginning she wanted to get married, he didn't, and here he is seeming like, well, he doesn't have any problem marrying this woman. There's an insult in this to Charlene.
And the insults just keep on coming.
It wasn't very civil.
Josh was sick of it. He was fed up with, having to battle this out.
After Josh Niles and Charlene Childers split up and start new families, the fights between them quiet down. It might be because Charlene's life in Texas is shaping up nicely. New husband, new home, new job.
She was involved in some sort of either animal rescue or animal control in Texas.
But this new job is about to change her life entirely when she meets one of the local cops.
Yeah, this is okay?
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure. I'm Tim Dean.
Timothy Dean was the chief of police of a small town in Texas up in the Panhandle called Sunray.
Charlene.
Nice to meet you. I've actually seen you around.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Would you like to grab a drink with me tonight?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Which way are you?
That way.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
I don't know what her thing was with men.
For whatever reason, they come to her and they will do whatever for her.
A mere month after Charlene starts her new job, she leaves her husband for Tim.
Jace expressed that the reason that their relationship kind of went south was because he couldn't really hold her down. She was a sexually motivated individual.
Things with Tim get serious quickly.
I don't know what to say.
Put it on.
Charlene divorces Jace, but she is conflicted.
She's supposed to be marrying Tim, but she was still talking to Jace.
The night before she was married to Tim, they were together. The night after their honeymoon, they were together.
To make things even more complicated, Tim has a child of his own, in addition to Charlene's two.
What are you waiting for? Eat your food.
And his parenting style is very different from hers.
Eat! I said eat it. Eat your damn food!
May of 2018, Charlene decided to videotape her stepdaughter.
No, I don't want to hear whimpering or whining. I want to hear yes, sir.
So Tim is yelling at this little girl.
Eat!
And videotapes Tim slap his daughter in the face.
and she had forwarded that to 3 people. One of those people took that to the authorities, where the investigation commenced.
And actually, Josh was already on his way driving to Texas to pick up his children when CPS called him.
Child Protective Services.
And CPS said, you need to get here and come get your kids. And he didn't know anything about this incident up until then. He's like, well, I'm already on my way to get them. Well, no, you need to get here now, otherwise they're gonna end up in the system.
Okay, yeah, I'm on my way right now, okay? I'll be there as soon as possible. Yeah, thank you.
Tim ends up in the system too.
Maybe I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't thinking.
Charlene, get a damn lawyer!
They conduct the investigation, and subsequently he is arrested for the child abuse. He has to leave his position as the chief of police.
Charlene doesn't get off scot-free either.
Josh was granted temporary custody because, of course, Charlene was the one that had videotaped Tim smacking his child.
Despite this, Charlene stands by Tim. To her, there's only one villain in this story.
This is not over, Josh.
I look at Charlene and I see her as a person who does not take responsibility for her own behaviors. I think that Charlene is a narcissist, and 2 of the key attributes that she has is not taking responsibility and lacking empathy. We see how much she lacks empathy when we discover that she has been videotaping Tim abusing his child and she didn't even intervene. And we see her inability to take responsibility for her behavior when we see that she's blaming Josh for taking the kids to New York, even though Children's Protective Services told him to do so.
I don't believe that there was anything accidental or coincidental about Charlene videotaping Tim abusing the child and releasing the videotape to other people who ended up reporting the abuse. I think she set it up. I think she had a plan. I think the plan probably involved giving herself leverage over Tim, knowing how devastating that could be to his career.
What it tells me is she needs something from him. There's still something we're waiting to find out.
With Charlene in Texas and Josh in New York, the battle heats up.
I think that Josh was sick of it. He was fed up with, having to battle this out. And the things that went down in Texas, he wasn't happy about. They were living their best lives up here in New York.
But that is all about to change.
Hey, what are you guys doing today?
I'm heading to Niagara Falls for your brother's birthday.
I wish you can come.
He goes, well, I wish I could go with you, but I'm gonna have to get the kids off the bus. But you and Dad can stop by before you go up if you'd like.
Have a good trip, all right?
And I'm like, if we stop at Josh's, that's gonna take up another hour or 2 from us getting to Niagara Falls. I really don't want to stop.
Later that day, his sister Nicole hears disturbing news about his kid's school.
I got home and I sat down, got on social media, started looking through, and I noticed that the Sodas school was in a lockdown. So I'm like, I wonder why Sodas is in a lockdown. And I start reading comments. Somebody has been shot. A woman has been shot, and the neighbor across the street had been shot. So I text my brother Amber and see what's going on. So I text Josh and I said, hey Josh, there's a shooting in Sodas and the school's in a lockdown. Are the kids okay? Are you okay? What's going on?
We had stopped on the thruway to get something to eat. And I get a text from Nicole, and she goes, Mom, have you talked to Josh today? And I kept calling him, and he wasn't answering.
Hey, can't come to the phone right now. You know what to do.
So I started calling Amber's phone. She wasn't answering. And I'm feeling sick. And the last message I sent Josh, I just said, Joshua. Because he knew when I called him that meant, you better call me.
I called 911. I know 911 can't give me details, but I needed to know.
I know you can't give me any names, but my brother lives in Sodus. Is it him? Is it his girlfriend?
And the operator said, hold on a minute, ma'am. Gets back online, he says, ma'am, a sheriff will contact you eventually. Why would they say that?
And I got a phone call, and it was an unknown private number, and I just knew. I just remember screaming, no, not my Josh. Not my Josh. And she told me that he was not alive. And I said, what about Amber? And she said Amber was gone too.
Who would do this to my brother?
With this devastating news, fear grips the community and the family.
I'm trying to find my kids.
We didn't know if our family was in danger.
They haven't caught the person, and maybe they can come after one of us.
The small community of Sodus, New York is in lockdown. Locals Josh Niles and his fiancée Amber Washburn have been gunned down in broad daylight by an unknown assailant.
We immediately did a reverse 911 call to the neighborhood to advise everyone to shelter in place. The school was immediately put into lockdown.
You guys get back in your house, please.
We found approximately 13 spent cartridges. Josh was hit 9 or 10 times. Well, Amber Washburn was still located in her car. My first thoughts was that it would take some experience for someone to use a handgun to shoot her and shoot her in the head through a car window. I do not believe a novice gun owner would be able to do that. It was pretty apparent to us that it was emotionally driven because of the amount of times that whoever did this had shot him. So whoever did this had a lot of anger towards Josh.
As investigators process the crime scene, a frantic Charlene reaches out from Texas.
Yeah, I just heard about a shooting. I'm trying to find my kids.
Charlene contacted us pretty soon after the incident had happened. She had called the school several times and with concerns about her children's safety. She told us that she had seen a picture of the house that was involved in the shooting. I let her know what was going on with her children.
Not to worry, ma'am. The children are safe. They're with their Aunt Nicole.
Okay, perfect. Great, I'll be there as soon as I can. Thank you.
She responded that she would certainly help out.
Police canvass the neighborhood.
The neighbor directly next door to Josh Niles' home, she heard them talking or conversing out in the driveway.
So, you were right here when it happened. What did you see?
I saw my neighbor talking to a man in a hoodie.
You're not going anywhere near my kids, all right? Get off this property!
He looked really upset, like not okay. Then I heard a pop, and I saw him grabbing his chest.
Josh was trying to get away from the shooter. He was crawling under his car. And at the same time, he's screaming for Amber.
Amber!
She saw Josh get shot. She put the car in reverse. But she didn't even have a chance to step on the gas to get out of there.
We discovered during the initial track of our suspect that he had dropped a tactical hoodie balaclava. That was picked up during our track.
In less than a day, Charlene is back in Sodus and heads straight to her lawyer's office to regain custody of her children.
I contacted her by phone, and she was in her family court attorney's office, and we discussed her coming to meet with me.
Milby.
And later on that afternoon, I got another phone call from her family court attorney that said that she wasn't going to be responding, that she had told me everything she needed to tell me, and didn't feel that anything else that she had would be worthy of my investigation.
Meanwhile, the families hold a vigil for the slain couple.
It was in Josh and Amber's front yard, and there was a bunch of people with candles and flowers just standing around talking about Josh and Amber and who could do this to them.
It made us feel good that people were mourning the loss of Josh and Amber with us and praying that the people or person at that time we didn't know would be caught.
Soon there's a familiar voice calling loudly for justice.
Charlene came to the vigil. Of course she came to the vigil. It's her children's father. She wants to support her children. She made a quite bold statement, told news reporters.
My kids are gonna grow up without a dad because of this. And I'm not gonna rest until justice is served.
Charlene is not there alone.
She had her boyfriend at the vigil with her.
But it's not Tim Dean.
So Charlene, she had been with Kyle Muller before. When she was younger, Charlene's mother had Kyle arrested for statutory rape because Charlene was underage at that time. Yet he went with her again.
We pretty quickly interviewed the boyfriend, and he was alibied. He was at work at the time of the shooting.
Charlene shows up at Josh's memorial service with this new boyfriend, and no one could be surprised by that. This is her pattern. She moves from guy to guy to guy.
Charlene is thinking about Charlene. And in her mind, the number one focus is not about what everyone else is thinking related to Josh. It's about what everyone else is thinking related to her children. And I believe she's trying to present the illusion or the truth that she is no longer with Tim and that she is a safe parent for those two kids so that she can get them back.
With no clear suspects, suspicion keeps drifting back to Charlene. But she was 1,700 miles away.
Then the next logical person to look at would be the person who caused her to lose custody of her children.
Tim Dean.
Well, we contacted our brothers in law enforcement in Texas, and they were familiar with him. And we found out pretty quickly that Tim Dean had been into a motor vehicle accident in Kansas 2 days before the murder.
Timothy Dean was lost, apparently, on some backcountry road, and he needed to turn around, and he hit a culvert, hit it hard enough that this car was totaled. His rental car was totaled.
But what is Tim Dean doing in Kansas?
The Kansas deputy actually sent us a copy of his body-worn camera so that we could view the entire interaction between him and Tim Dean. And it was during that interaction that Tim Dean divulged that he was on his way to New York to visit a friend.
And he told this police officer in Kansas,
"Where are you going?" Honestly, man, I was just driving. My whole life has kind of gone to lately. We have a pending divorce and all that fun stuff.
Is there anything in there I need to know about?
Nah.
Okay.
I've got a shotgun in there, but nothing illegal.
and he mentioned something about maybe killing himself.
He's got a firearm on him. Concealed carry.
A shotgun, an AR-15, more than one sidearm, ballistic armor, and ammunition. Well, in Kansas, that didn't ring any bells with the deputy. It's fairly normal for people to have tactical gear or sidearms.
Getting a divorce from Texas, just out driving around. Thought he might go to New York.
From Texas?
Yeah.
What the hell's he doing here?
Things weren't adding up.
Including the name on the totaled first rental vehicle.
Timothy Dean wasn't the one on the paperwork. He wasn't the one that signed for this car.
The initial car that was rented in Texas was rented by another individual, Brom Bowler.
Who's Bowler Brown? He's a buddy of mine.
Bron Bowler was a police officer for Sunray PD. It turned out that Tim Dean tried to rent another car, but he couldn't do so because he only had cash.
Police are astonished to find out who did rent the second car.
Charlene Childers drove to Kansas to rent the vehicle in Wichita.
In police work, we call that a clue.
The police are even more shocked when they find out where Tim was going exactly.
Some of the electronic surveillance that we were able to discover did track Tim Dean, and we've got him on video within the village of Sodus.
He's even on Josh and Amber's street.
We have Tim Dean as early as 7 o'clock surveilling the town. He was actually casing the Niles residence, was walking through town.
As the damning evidence mounts, Detective Milby decides it's time to go to the source.
5 of us piled into a couple of cars and we decided to go to Texas.
Tim Dean is arrested, but not for murder.
The Texas authorities still had pending charges for another child protective investigation. His arrest for local charges allowed us to keep his whereabouts known to us while we continued our investigation.
Had you ever met him in person?
I'd been there when he'd come to get the kids.
Is it true you hated Josh?
I never even met the man. If you think I'm gonna sit here and say that I did that, you're crazy.
Meanwhile, back in New York, Charlene is also brought in.
The exact words that were said to her was, your husband has been arrested in Texas. We need you to come to the office with us. And she did.
Honestly, I haven't talked to him. We're getting a divorce, so I kind of have no idea where he is or what he's doing.
Charlene told us that she was divorcing her husband and that her life had moved on without Tim Dean. She had no idea what his comings and goings were.
But if she doesn't know why Tim was in New York, who does?
Bron helps shed the light on that one.
I would do anything for anybody.
Bron portrayed himself as someone who would do anything for a friend.
After Amber Washburn and Josh Niles are gunned down, police follow the evidence straight to Josh's ex-wife, Charlene Childers, and her husband, Tim Dean. Police keep the pressure on Charlene by giving her some startling news.
We found out that Tim Dean had shut his phone off as soon as he got outside of Kansas City and didn't turn it back on until sometime later, again outside Kansas City. Once Tim Dean turned his phone back on, his first phone call was to Charlene, and that lasted just over 1,000 seconds.
That's 16 minutes on the day of her ex-husband's murder.
Okay, yeah. Tim and I talked about that stupid custody battle with Josh. He was abusive, by the way. Tim said something like, it would be better if Josh was dead, but I don't think he actually meant it, right? I mean, people say stuff like that all the time, like, I wish he was dead. They don't actually do it.
Back in Texas, police are also applying the pressure to Bron Bowler.
Bron, he's asked to come in and give his full accounting of what had happened again. And he stuck to his original story.
Which is that he rented the car for Tim Dean as a favor. Immediately afterwards, he's given a polygraph.
You rented a car for Tim.
Yes, sir.
Dean and Charlie never mentioned anything to you that he needed the car to go on a long trip, visit friends, family, nothing like that?
No, sir.
He needed it for work?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to ask you, regarding your involvement in the conspiracy to kill Charlie's ex, do you intend to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it's discovered he lied.
As far as did you give Dean a gun, you failed that question.
After the polygraph, they re-interviewed him and asked him the same questions, such as, did you know what happened? Were you part of the planning process? And were you involved in the conspiracy to commit murder?
Ron has a decision to make, whether he wants to be a good witness
where he wants to be charged in conspiracy to commit 2 murders. You definitely don't want that.
And after he failed the polygraph, he admitted to all of those.
Police learned the plan was as simple as it was brutal. Kill Josh and bring Charlene's kids back.
This plan was discussed between Bron and Charlene and Tim while they were all together in the Dean garage. Bron Bowler was in uniform. Bron Bowler was on duty.
I can't have any connection to this on paper. I feel like I'm the first person they're gonna look at.
There was a plan between Charlene and Tim early on to make it look to authorities that they were going to get a divorce. They involved Bron Bowler so that their names wouldn't be detected on either the rental agreements or any other way to New York.
I was just trying to be a good friend to Dean. You know, and I would do anything for anybody.
Bron's just gullible. He portrayed himself as someone who would do anything for a friend.
What happened?
But no one anticipates the fender bender in Kansas.
Tim didn't take any credit cards with him. He only took cash with him, which is why he had a problem in Kansas.
When Tim Dean finally arrives in Sodus, he spends the day on Josh Niles' street.
He cased the Niles residence for quite a while during that day.
Hey, what are you guys doing today?
I'm heading to Niagara Falls for your brother's birthday.
Oh, I wish I could come.
He waited until Josh was alone in his driveway, and then he approached Josh.
All right, bye. What the hell are you doing here?
Shut up. You're not getting close to my kids, right? So you better get off my property right now.
That's not what this is about.
Oh my God!
Denver!
Bron Bowler's story is enough for police.
Charlene holds out for quite a while in dealing with her charges and doesn't believe that we are actually going to charge her with the murders. Her wheels start turning, and she starts thinking about making a deal for herself.
We sat down and we planned it. And Bron rented the car for Tim as a favor. But we never meant to hurt Amber. Okay, that was an accident.
In court, Charlene Childers testifies against Tim Dean, admitting that while she planned the murder, he pulled the trigger.
So Charlene took a plea deal. Charlene got 28 years in prison with 5 years of probation. Timothy, he's gone. He is going to try to get appeals, but Timothy is gone for life.
Bron Bowler is sentenced to 5 years for conspiracy to commit murder.
I believe justice was served 2/3 of the case. I believe Bron Bowler got one hell of a deal. There was never any sign of remorse in Tim Dean. Charlene showed a little bit of remorse. Charlene is a very dangerous woman. She's a very calculated woman. Hopefully, she'll be too old to use that charisma again by the time she gets out of prison.
The hardest part of this all for me, honestly, is that my sister was never a part of the plan.
Unfortunately for Amber Washburn, that had she been a minute earlier or a minute later, she probably would still be alive.
Some people may wonder why Charlene just didn't divorce Tim and then try to get custody back of her kids to Texas. Charlene might have not been able to succeed, so by killing Josh, Charlene ensured that Josh would not be available as an option for the kids to live with.
Charlene has experienced Josh as a complication and hassle all along. She has profiled him as a terrible person, and in her time of stress with Tim and the abuse, he got the kids. And so I believe that Charlene decided she needed to get rid of Josh once and for all. She needed to make sure that he wasn't going to be an obstacle in any way in the future between her and her kids. It's completely possible that Tim killing Josh was what I would call a redemption killing, that he was trying to redeem himself and his relationship when it came to Charlene. You know, he's lost everything. He lost his job, he's in trouble with the law, he has lost his child. The one thing he has left is Charlene, and she is such a master manipulator. I wouldn't put it past her to have said to him, you know what, we're gonna be okay, but you owe me, because it's your fault that I lost my kids, and so you're gonna help me get them back. And the only insurance policy for me getting those kids back is you killing my ex.
Charlene's children now live with Josh's sister, Nicole.
Sometimes something happens, or I see something, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna text Josh and tell Josh, oh, that's right, I can't. Charlene had him murdered. And in my situation, it's a little bit different because, like, my mom can scream and yell and curse her name and hate her. Same thing with my siblings. I can't. I have their children. I have to be Charlene friendly in my home.
I miss seeing Josh sweat because he was a sweater. And I miss seeing him wipe the sweat off his forehead. And I miss that. It's just stupid things that you never thought you'd miss. I miss everything about him. He truly was growing up to be a wonderful man. I just miss him terribly.